Shri Gurubhyo Namah Hari Om. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Saha Viryan Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Vijavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So yesterday we saw a beautiful imagination of removing the ta from chitta, it becomes chit. Chitta. So remove the ta, it becomes chit. C-I-T-T-A becomes C-I-T, chit. Very good. Chitta means mind. Chit means consciousness, self. Okay. So what made this consciousness get this ta? What is that ta? So takaro vishayadhyasaha. He said takara is vishaya adhyasaha, the superimposition of the objects. Now, though it is said as vishayadhyasaha, we have to understand there are two kinds of this superimposition. Okay, adhyasa means superimposition. There are two kinds of superimposition. One is vishaya adhyasaha, the superimposition of objects. Then other is vishayi adhyasa, the superimposition of objects. What's that? Okay, let us make it simplified. Like there are two other different names by which it is accepted. Dharma adhyasaha, dharmi adhyasaha. Dharma means attributes. Dharmi means attributed. Vishaya means dharma, superimposition of attributes. Vishayi means dharmi, superimposition of attributed. Simple. So this again dharma adhyasa, dharmi adhyasa. Okay, now this is in different ways. There are 6 different kinds of adhyasa, superimposition. Forget about all that. Simply put, this can be also rephrased in 2 other different ways. One is samsarga adhyasa, sambandha adhyasa or samsarga, superimposition of the association, or swarupa adhyasa, superimposition of the object itself. So superimposition of the association or superimposition of the object. So that is what inherent nature. That is what is this whole thing. Okay. Now we are entering into the important Vedantic dictum. This is the Vedantic canon actually. Dictum. Thing is, how does Vedanta teach us that one non-dual self which is unexplicable? So we say this is the only method Vedanta uses, which is adhyaropa apavadabhyam nishprapancham prapanchate. Through the method of superimposition and de-superimposition. Adhyaropa, superimposition, apavada, de-superimposition, nishprapancham prapanchate. The creationless state, prapanchate explains. The Vedanta explains the absence of any creation through superimposition, de-superimposition. Okay, superimposition takes place in different ways in different text. In the bigger text, you can say the superimposition of the elements and the panchikarana, etc. Here, he is not bringing all those superimpositions. He is just giving you a chitta and chitta, the superimposition of mind and its attributes. Okay. Now, apavada, we have to see the superimposition you saw. Now, de-superimposition. De-superimposition explained here. jñeyavastu parityāgājñānaṃ tiṣṭhati kevalam tripuṭī kṣīṇatāmeti brahmanirvāṇamṛcchati. jñeyavastu parityāgājñānaṃ tiṣṭhati kevalam tripuṭī kṣīṇatāmeti brahmanirvāṇamṛcchati. Okay. jñeyavastu parityāgāt. Jñeya means object of knowledge. Vastu, the object which is object of knowledge, parityāgāt, by completely giving it up. Meaning by completely giving up the vishaya and vishayi, or dharma and dharmi. By completely giving up the vishaya, which is the superimposed, jñānam kevalam tiṣṭhati. The jnana remains alone, non-dual. Kevalam means non-dual, remains alone without any duality. There was never any duality. So because of this ignorance, you start seeing things, right? So that is what superimposition. So he says tripuṭī kṣīṇatāmeti. When that state of knowledge which is non-dual states, then tripuṭī kṣīṇatāmeti. Tripuṭī, the trinity, the triad becomes a kṣīṇatāmeti. It becomes weak. It becomes weak means it disappears. How does that happen? Tripuṭī. What is tripuṭī? Tripuṭī, see, first we say dvaita, duality. That's the simple word we explain. Duality means the knower, known, knower, knowledge, whatever is duality. That is the duality. Okay. Now tripuṭī, if you want to know what is that duality, then we extend it to tripuṭī. Tripuṭī means the trinity. Trinity means the knower, the means of knowledge, and the object of knowledge. Pramātā, pramāṇa, prameya. Then can you explain it more? Okay. In the extended state of pramātā, pramāṇa, prameya, and pramiti, all these four are called as tripuṭī. How? See, instead of pramātā, the knower explained as pramātā, jñāta, the knower, jñānam, the means of knowledge, jñeyam, the object of knowledge, and pramiti is also knowledge. This is the means knowledge, that is the end knowledge. So tripuṭī, jñāta, jñāna, jñeya, jñāna, tripuṭī. There are two jñānas, so simplify it. Jñāta, jñāna, jñeya. This is the tripuṭī. Okay, so this tripuṭī disappears, and when this tripuṭī disappears, when this trinity disappears, then brahmanirvāṇamṛcchati, he gains water. The seeker, one who gets this trinity disappear, he gains the brahmanirvāṇam, the absolute bliss. So how does this happen? It's simple. We'll explain the use the reflection, the reflected means. The example. So you have sun, and you have different water bodies, different pots in which the sun is getting reflected with water, pots with water. Okay. Now you break one pot. What happens? The water disappears. So what happens? The water disappears. The pot disappears, or whatever. So the pot, you break it. So what happens? The reflection, where does it go? We say it merges with the original. Does it merge with the original? Just a way of saying there is no duality from the beginning. The reflection is a error. That's all, because of the water. So here also he says manomātramidaṃ sarvaṃ tanmano jñānamātrakam ajñānaṃ bhrama ityāhurvijñānaṃ vidyānmāyātītaṃ paramam padam. Why did this duality come into existence? Why did this trinity come into existence, which we have to get rid of? So he says manomātramidaṃ sarvaṃ tanmano jñānamātrakam ajñānaṃ bhrama ityāhurvijñānaṃ vidyānmāyātītaṃ paramam padam. Idam sarvam manomātram. All this, idam sarvam, all this which you see, manomātram, is only the mind. Nothing but the mind. The mind turns into vritti and sees things. So this is drishti, srishti. You create, you perceive it. Now, to explain this manomātram, you have vishvam darpana drushyamana nagarim tulyam nijantargatam pashyati maya bahirvodbhutam bahir iva udbhutam yatha nidraya. Just as in the dream, you see the objects which are real, which are seen outside, not inside. They happen inside, but they are seen outside. Similarly, here too, the objects which are seen inside are projected outside by the Maya. That is why manomātram. All this are nothing but mind. Mind projects it because of the thought impulse. Okay, mahāmohāndhakāre'smindevo. Actually, the mind cannot project it. In reality, the mind, it's all mind, but in fact, the mind cannot project it. The mind cannot perceive it because mind is inert. Inert object cannot do anything. So it needs a sentient being. So this is the adhyasa which you are seeing here. This is adhyasa, the adhyasa of the superimposition of identity. So inseparable identity. The object becomes the subject. The subject becomes the object. There is no difference between the subject and object. That is what Bhagavan Bhashyakara says as Satyanrute Mitsuni Kritya. Very good. Satyanrute Mitsuni Kritya. When the Satya and Anruta, the self and the Maya, they gain identification, then aham mama idam, this is I, this is me, mine, etc. All these kind of vyavahara starts. Right? So he says, jñānamātrakam. That mind is only knowledge, because that without the knowledge it cannot produce anything. Ajñānaṃ bhrama. What is ignorance? Ignorance is bhrama, erroneous knowledge. Ayathartha bhrama. Ajñāna means ignorance. Ignorance, what is ignorance? Ignorance is erroneous knowledge. It is defined as erroneous knowledge. And what is vidyāna? Paramam padam. Vidyāna means jnana means mediate knowledge. Vijnana means immediate knowledge. Jnana mediate. Vijnana immediate. Sakshatkara vision. The vision of self, etc. Okay. So anubhuti, anubhava, aproksha, all these are same. Okay. Now vijnana, that immediate knowledge is a paramam padam, the absolute state. Now here we keep repeating again and again for you to not forget that Vishnoho paramam padam. Vishnoho, sixth case, paramam padam, first case. So second case. So Vishnu's something. So there it is not Vishnu's supreme state, supreme abode. We are not talking about sambandha sashti, the sixth case of relationship. We say the sixth case in abheda, non-duality, identity. Vishnu itself is the supreme state. There is no supreme abode or supreme state other than Vishnu. Vishnu means not the Vishnu attributed self. Vishnu means the non-attributed self, which is the absolute self. Vishulru vyapto, omnipresent, all-pervading. From Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam Brahma. Brahman is unlimited, infinite. So that is what is referred here. Vijñānaṃ paramam padam. The immediate knowledge is absolute. Ityāhurvijñānaṃ. This is what the knowers of self they say. Now, here he defines the ignorance. Ajñānaṃ, he said ajñāna means erroneous knowledge. What is that? So he says the definition. Ajñāna, erroneous knowledge, they are all synonyms. Ignorance, erroneous knowledge, they are all synonyms, right? So he is defining it here. Ajñānaṃ cānyathājñānaṃ māyāmetāṃ vadanti te īśvaraṃ māyinaṃ vidyānmāyātītaṃ nirañjanam. Ajñānaṃ ca anyathaඥānaṃ māyāmetāṃ vadanti te īśvaraṃ māyinaṃ vidyānmāyātītaṃ nirañjanam. Ajñānaṃ ca māyāṃ ca anyathaඥānaṃ. You can explain like that. Ajñāna, Maya, what is that? That is Anyatājñānaṃ. Anyatājñānaṃ means erroneous knowledge. Defining the same thing. Knowledge, Yathājñānaṃ means knowledge as it is. Anyatājñānaṃ means knowledge as it is not. Since the idea is, what is ignorance? What is adhyasa? Adhyasa is defined as atasmin tad buddhirityavochama. Atasmin tad buddhihi. Atasmin is not that, the idea of that. Jñānam. That is what is jñānam. Knowledge of something else in something else. Right? That is definition. So, but that is adhyasa. Here it is ajñāna. Tametam adhyasam avidyeti panditaha avidyetyahu. The intelligent people, the knowledgeable people, the realist ones, they accept this very adhyasa avidya as avidya. Okay? Now, Maya. Maya. Te vadanti. This is what they say. The knowers of Brahman, the knowers of ignorance, they say. This is not real, unreal. So, okay. Now, māyinaṃ. So, Maya is the material cause. And the material cause, one who has the material cause, one who uses the material cause is Māyi. Māyinaṃ tu Māyinaṃ īśvaraṃ. So this is the statement from Shvetashvara Upanishad. Māyāṃ tu prakritiṃ vidyāt Māyinaṃ tu maheshwaram. Know the Maya to be Prakriti, the material cause, and Māyi to be īśvara, instrumental cause. So here īśvara is not said in the sense of the creator īśvara, God. It is said in the sense of instrumental cause. Maya is material cause, īśvara is instrumental cause, because everything is manomātramidaṃ. Remember that. We are not talking about some īśvara because it is your creation. It's all product of mind. So that one who creates, one whose product is, who is the instrumental cause for this, that idiot, that ignorant one is called as īśvara here. So if you want to accept it as īśvara, somebody, and I the jiva, that is also fine. Then we are going to get into the school of multiple jivas, nana jiva. We are not teaching that, right? So our philosophy is eka jiva. So the īśvara whom we are talking about is, how can I be God? We are not asking you to be God. We are not telling you are God. We are saying the essence of the īśvara and jiva, whatever they say, is the same. They are not different. Okay? Now, māyātītaṃ nirañjanam. So this is the Maya. Okay? One who is associated with the Maya is Māyi. One who is the instrumental cause using the Maya is Māyi. One who is Maya yasya asti iti Māyi. One who has Maya is Māyi. One who is bound by Maya is Māyi, or one who uses the Maya for creation is also Māyi. Okay? Now, that state of being beyond, I am one who has Maya. If I go beyond the Maya, Maya atitam. Atitam means beyond. Going beyond Maya, one who goes beyond Maya is a nirañjanam vidya. Know that state to be nirañjana. Nirañjana. Anjana means association. Nir means without. Without any association means pure self. There is no Maya. That is the pure self. Know that. Okay? Now, this state is explained. This creation, this is explained using an example. Okay, the known example. Sadānande cidākāśe māyāmeghastaṭinmanaḥ ahantā garjanaṃ tatra dhārāsārā vṛttayaḥ mahāmohāndhakāre'smindevo varshati līlayā tasya vršṭernirāmāya prabodha ekasamīraṇah sadānande cidākāśe māyāmeghastaṭinmanaḥ ahantā garjanaṃ tatra dhārāsārā vṛttayaḥ mahāmohāndhakāre'smindevo varshati līlayā tasyaha vršṭehe viramaya. Prabodha eka samiranah. Prabodha eka samiranah. Okay. Now, the example here is equated with the state of realization. What is that? Sadānande cidākāśe. Satchidananda akasha. Sadānanda cidākāśa. Cidākāśa means the absolute space is called as cidākāśa. Now, what is absolute space? Sadānanda. That is the satyam jnanam anantam brahma. Because what is akasha? Now understand the definition for akasha. Avakasha pradattatvam akashatvam. That is the definition for akasha. Means that which gives place for everything is called as space, ether. So, meaning that which gives place for space for things to exist is called as ether. What is that which gives the place for existence in reality? Brahman. Being the substratum, Brahman is what is giving everything its a place. Ether is what is giving everything its place in this world. Okay. Now, that is the example. So, Brahman is the substratum. The space is the substratum. Okay. Now, in that space, what do you have? Māyāmeghastaṭinmanaḥ. This megha, this cloud, which is Maya. So, we say Maya to be illusion. Our interpretation of Maya is a illusion. Maya is illusion, and the one who is the wielder of Maya, one who is the user of Maya, one who is bound by this Maya is a Mayi. Okay. Now, here, Megha, that is like the magician and the illusionist and the illusion. The illusionist, he creates everything, but he is not bound by that illusion. Right? But the fellow who sees it is bound by the illusion. That is the difference. Maya is the Maya, this illusion. This Maya is the Megha, the cloud. Cloud, where does it exist? In the space. Maya, where does it exist? In the substratum self. Okay. Now, in that cloud, when there is dark cloud, you have tatit, you have lightning. That is mind. Mind is the tatit. Mind is the lightning. In that Maya, the mind is the lightning. Maya's product is mind. So, that is lightning. We know, apanchikrita panchamahābhūtā product is a mind. Therefore, unprocessed mind elements product is mind. Therefore, that mind is tatita, the lightning. Okay. Ahantā, garjanaṃ, ahantā, garjanaṃ, ego, I. What is the first thought we said? From the mind, the first thought that mind transforms into is a I. And that I is the garjanaṃ, the thunder. Okay. Now, dhārāsārā, vṛttayaḥ, dhārāsārā. Vṛttayaḥ, the thought functions are the rain. Okay. Now, mahāmohāndhakāre, mahāmoha, the great delusion, which we are in. That is the darkness. When there is when this dark clouds, pitch black, it will be. You will not be able to see anything, right? So that is the situation we are. We are deluded completely. Complete delusion, mahāmoha, complete delusion. And there, that is the darkness created by the rain cloud. Okay. Now, we are deluded. Who puts us in the delusion? Devaha, līlayāvarṣati. Devaha, Divu Prakashani is the root word. This absolute self, līlayāvarṣati. In a playful act, it rains with all this drama. But why does it do that? Līlaya means it's a kind of hypocrite, right? Or it's a kind of sadist, right? No. Līlaya here is as though it is not real. It is not real. Neither the rain nor the Leela, the playful act is real. Okay? Tasyaha vrštehe. Now, viramaya. Now, the important question is how to stop this rain. How does the rain stop? I don't care about rain. How does my mind stop? How does my ignorance get destroyed? That is the question, right? First, let us understand the example. How does the rain stop? When does the rain stop? When there's dark, pitch black, dark cloud and there is drops of rain, we know it's not going to rain. How How do you say? Simple. Samiranaha, when there is very strong wind. The strong wind carries. Samiranaha, strong wind carries the cloud away. There is no rain. Right? Here, in this situation, the example, it is Samiranaha, which carries away the rainy cloud. But for us, Prabodha. Prabodha is the only way. Prabodha means Vijnana. Bodha, Jnana, Paroksha. Prabodha, Vijnana, Aparoksha. Okay, so Prabodha means Aparoksha Jnana, means Vijnana. That is the only way. Gaining that Prabodha, gaining that knowledge, immediate knowledge is the only way to get rid of this delusion, this Maya. Like only this strong wind can get rid of this rain. Similarly, only this immediate knowledge can get rid of this Maya and its effects. Okay, that is what is said. We'll see. Next, he is explained in the next from next shloka. He is explained how this knowledge is and how in seven different ways. We'll see this. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.